Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and welcome back to another Dark Park Film Reviews. And today, my guest here, the
Ooh.
notorious GOP, this guy right
Oh,
here,
did
you know.
was that an intentional flop misspelling of my name or
Oh
my
shit, I've
handle?
done that before, haven't I? GOP. I did that before on your show. That was a complete mistake. So I
Yes.
think I said GOP. Then
Yes, you
you
did.
said, and then it was, and then you said, then there's no, I think you had said GOP because I was saying POG, POG, that you could be
Mm.
the guy who like just reviews POGs. And
Oh,
so
okay.
you,
Yeah, the little pogs.
yeah. So no, it's me being dyslexic. So
Mm,
it's a complete accident. But also known as Phillip Trickey and the OGP is what
there
you
you
would
go.
want to look him
There you
up
go.
on YouTube. So how are you doing, Phillip?
I am doing well, sir. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being here. So
Yeah, yeah, my pleasure.
yeah, so this should be fun because originally this was just going to be me doing 13 movies that I thought were maybe
Mm.
films that nobody has really seen or missed or whatever it is. And then you said, hey, I'll join you. And so now you have 13. So there's really 26 movies here.
Yes, it's exciting stuff. And I think there's a couple of mine that they may know or yeah, I mean, there's probably a few, especially diehard horror fans that a lot of folks are going to know, but I tried to pull out some obscure titles here to make it kind of fun.
Okay, cool. And I have not reviewed any of these because I stayed away from anything that I have reviewed in the past, but I do have a couple in here that let's just say they're a little more personal. So
Okay.
they're not just your. I have something to do with it in a matter of speaking. So
Gotcha.
yeah. So then we'll get to those. So you guys and plus 13 horror flicks you might have missed sounds better than 26. 26 just doesn't have a ring.
Yes, yeah, no, 13 flicks you may have missed. Yes, lucky number 13. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And I had just done those two videos for 31. So now we got
Mm,
13. So you just kind of flip it.
yes.
See how that works.
Yeah.
See, I was trying to
Oh,
be clever.
31. I should have chosen 31 as one of my movies.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, nope, but I didn't. Haha. No, that's
Haha.
okay. No,
So
everybody knows 31. Most people are not fans, but everybody knows it.
it's okay. It's okay. I've come to like Rob Zombie more as a filmmaker over the years. So love the music, but hate the movies. So
I understand that. Yes, yes, yes.
yeah. So you are the guest. So
Okay.
why don't you go first? Why don't you show your first movie and then I'll
All
go,
right.
then you'll go, then I'll go type of thing.
Okay, so I will start with the one and only Blu-ray that I have in my stack here, and just get that out of the way. Plus, this one is kind of cool because it's autographed, and I just got this last year. Was it during Halloween season? I think it was about a year ago that I got Satanic Hispanics, and this is directed by Mike Mendez, who did Convent and a few other things. Great director, great guy, but also starring whose autograph right here, Efren Ramirez, who we all know as Pedro in Napoleon Dynamite,
Oh, sweet.
and Satanic Hispanics. It's actually an anthology, and you have 5 different stories, but they're each very fun. And my favorite is probably the vampire story. Who it's like they're all Hispanic stories, Latino people that are directing and starring in these movies or in the short films. But the Latino or Hispanic Dracula, or not Dracula, but vampire one where they got to get home, race against the clock to get home before the sun comes up, and they're out in like the valley in LA somewhere or something. It's a fun story, but I had a good time with this. It is definitely worth the watch if you can find it. Grab a copy. I think you can also probably watch it on Tubi or someplace like that right now. But Satanic Hispanics, Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite, and directed by Mike Mendez, who's done some good stuff. But even on the back, they have a quote from somebody you may have heard of, Guillermo del Toro, who says,
Oh,
it's an anthology with some real shiny gems. So there you go. Satanic Hispanics. It's because of the variety and having like vampires and different stories. I think it's a great film to watch around Halloween time.
how did you get it autographed?
They had a signing at Dark Delicacies in LA the day that it came out. And so a lot of people took their Napoleon Dynamite stuff or different things that Efren Ramirez has been in. And as long as you bought one of these, you could get an extra autograph or two from the cast there. And so, yeah, it's signed by Efren and Mike. And then I forget the other three folks' names, but three other folks. It's got 5 autographs
Sweet.
from people involved with the movie. So, yeah, it's very cool. It's one of my prized possessions, but it's not a mainstream movie that everybody may know about. So I thought it'd be a good one to talk about.
Yeah, I know of it, but I haven't seen it. I do want to see it though.
Worth the watch. Worth the watch.
Okay. And then my first one is, and I'm very curious. I know you've heard of at least one of these, maybe 2. So I'm curious to see how many of these you know of or even own, maybe. But my first one here is called The Sender.
Does not ring a bell.
So this is Paramount, and 1982. Roger Christensen directed this, and it basically deals a lot with dreams, and that this guy here, he could put like visions onto people. There's a great beheading. They're in like a group home, and there's a guy who's like the Messiah, like he's got the robes and everything, and he does the prophet type stuff, and he doesn't like him. And there's a great scene of his head getting just knocked off like that with the guy's hand. And I remember it getting a very, like in the San Francisco Chronicle, the guy's like sleeping in his seat, like that was his review. He didn't get up and leave his seat, which is one of the other reviews. I was the one down from that, which was that he was bored. But I really like this one. It's got a little bit of scanners to it. It's got, I mean, it's before Nightmare on Elm Street, so it's 82. But and Roger Christensen is an Oscar winner. He worked on Star Wars and Alien. So yeah, so it's got a good filmmaker in there. So I recommend The Sender if you want a kind of nightmarish dream type movie before Freddy Krueger even happened.
Yeah, that's cool. Huh. Yeah, never heard of it before.
Yeah, very good movie.
Nice. All right. So my second movie here that I'm going to go with, this is actually a twofer. So I'm going to screw everything up. It's not really even 26. It's really 27. But I don't have the original one. I just have the sequel. And that is Fear Farm. So last year or 2 years ago, I don't remember when I watched Fear Farm. But I was looking for movies about people going to haunted houses, kind of like the houses October built, which are not in here. They would be in my stack, but I have lent them to my sister-in-law to watch, and I've not got them back yet. But this is a group of young folks that goes to like a haunted corn maze, like haunted house, haunted hayride kind of thing, out at this large pumpkin patch. And it's actually filmed at a very large real pumpkin patch that you or I could go to up in Northern California. I think off of the I-80, somewhere between Sacramento and the Bay Area there. But Fear Farm. So the first one, and to be completely honest, I haven't seen this one yet. It's still factory sealed, but the first one, I thought it left a little to be desired. But to me, the one of the most fun type of movies to watch are movies like Fear Farm or The House is October Built, because and or Haunt, the movie Haunt, where they go to the haunted house, or Hell House LLC, movies about haunted houses. I really enjoy those, especially this time of year. And so I need to get with the program here and watch part 2. I thought with the first one they could have executed a little bit better, but if you enjoy that type of movie, it's definitely worth the watch. So Fear Farm
Okay.
1 and 2. 2 just gets the honorable mention because I haven't seen it yet, but part 1 for sure.
You know, every once in a while there's like in the 31 videos that I did, I mentioned for a sequel, Hayride 2. And Hayride was okay. It was all right. It kind of follows that thing of being like in a haunt or like a corn maze and all of that. This is a hayride during Halloween, and there's a killer. And I'm like, it was okay. It was all right. And then I saw Hayride 2, and it was like, whoa, like everything that sucked in the first one, they completely changed for the second one. And
Well,
now
and,
all this,
and
you know, it was much better.
I'm hoping for the same with this. Now, with Fear Farm, the setting, the locations, all that stuff was fine. My biggest issue with the first one was more to do with the talent, with the cast, their ability or inability to act. But everything else, the locations and stuff were great. So I'm hoping the second one they do maybe have a little bit better cast, and we'll see. We shall see. But unfortunately, I can't tell you anything about part 2 as far as a rating on it right now. But I definitely think it's worth a watch, because especially the first one is worth the watch. So I'm hoping second one's going to be better. Yeah, along those lines, like you said, with Hayride there.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. I'll have to check those out. My next one is from the director of Lady in White. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Phillip and I did a drunk movie review on Lady in White a few years ago. So I have seen it, but I was drunk. So forgive me for not remembering a lot of the details.
Okay. So pretty much you didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is his first film. So this is, I'm going to probably pronounce his name wrong. Frank La Loga. And this is Anchor Bay. The Lady in White was, I believe, Scream Factory brought that one out. And this is Fear No Evil. This was a Dog of the Week on Siskel and Ebert. So it's an Omen ripoff.
Huh.
It's got a
Okay.
great punk rock soundtrack. It's got just a great score to it. And it's got zombies and demons, and it's got a great scene with one of those with a dodgeball game. And he is basically, he's the Damien character, and it's 3 angels come down to try to stop him. And everybody around them, basically around him, is getting killed. It's really good. It's high school. It takes place in high school. Like I said, a great soundtrack. I love this film. I pop it in every once in a while. And yeah, here, like soundtracks from like the music from like the Sex Pistols, Talking Heads, the Ramones. It's got everything. It's got like audio commentary and behind the scenes footage. And it's a great Omen-esque movie that is clearly a ripoff on The Omen, but it's the best ripoff on Omen. And it's
That's
really
cool.
well shot. It's a little disturbing in some areas, like a dad going completely insane and losing it, knowing that his son is the Antichrist.
Yeah.
and so it's a great film. I highly recommend Fear No Evil. So
That's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, and that director. So yeah, he did that, Lady in White, and a movie called Mother. Mother.
Mother.
Speaking
Speaking of the
of
Misfits, yeah,
misfits, Danzig.
Mother.
But those are the only 3 movies he directed. So yeah, not a long list of them there, but yeah, interesting. I'll and man, do I have anything else that starts with the word fear? Because we're kind of on a fear.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't. I don't. Okay, so I will challenge you to see if you have a movie that starts with Jack, as in Jack O'Lantern.
I have no jacks.
Okay, well, damn it. Okay. Um, and so this is a movie that I haven't seen in years. It's something I picked up early on in my addiction to collecting physical media. And I watched it, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago. But in the last 5 or 6 years, I think I'm averaging about like 400 movies a year. So I think there's been about at least, somewhere between 1,500 to 2,000 movies I've seen in the last like 5 or 6 years. So I don't remember all the details of every single movie, but the name alone screams that this is a movie you should watch around Halloween time. And it says, Evil lives in everything. 1 year after a deadly car accident, Jack returns home and tries to get past the recurring nightmares that haunt him. As his deadly visions become a reality, Jack soon realizes that each new nightmare is uncovering details of the accident that he had forgotten, and someone is using him to exact deadly vengeance.
Oh.
So there you go. So the name screams Halloween. The plot or the story, the synopsis does not. But I mean, come on, look, with the cover like that and a name like Jack O'Lantern, that's about as Halloween as it gets right there. So
Yeah, it's got good. What was it like? His hand or claws, like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay, I know of it, but I've never seen it.
All right, nice. Well,
So
I
now
am
to find.
I'm 3 for 3 of movies you have not seen so far. That's good. And you are 2 for 2 of movies I have not seen. So we're doing good here.
Yeah, and yeah, if some of these descriptions weren't so freaking long, it wouldn't be bad to read some of them. But
it gets tough, and sometimes they're small. The font can be very small. So I have come prepared, sir. I have come prepared to to be able to read the fine print.
well, I know for like the Cinder, I just want to quickly look up the director on this because I might have a bad feeling on the director here. So Underworld. Oh, okay. So he directed a whole bunch of movies. Yes, okay. So I knew when I saw the Star Wars Alien. The man who directed The Sender is the same man who gave us Battlefield Earth.
Oh.
So there we go. But he's directed like a bunch of stuff. He directed a film called Starship. He directed actually a pretty cool Nostradamus movie. But then he directed some other films that I thought were other movies. Like I thought The Final Cut was with Robin Williams. It's not. I thought Underworld was The Underworld, but it's not. Masterminds. Yeah, that's with Patrick Stewart. So it's yeah, then he just kind of went downhill from there. But he directed the Arcadia video, which is the Duran Duran spinoff for Election Day. But yes, that is the same man who gave us Battlefield Earth. So there you go.
Well, he directed now, and man, the final cut. Have I seen that? Have you seen the final cut?
I own the Robin Williams sci-fi movie, The Final Cut.
Well, this
But
is not
this is
not that. This is
no, I have no idea what that one
speaking
is.
speaking of In the Mouth of Madness, uh it stars Sam Elliott. The final cut. A mysterious bomber is planting explosive devices in Seattle.
Well, Sam Elliott or Sam Neill?
Oh, yeah, it was Sam Neill in the other one, huh? Yeah. But Sam Elliott is what's his
Both
name?
Sams are great.
Yes. I was confusing them, but that's right. He is our Sam Elliott is our cowboy friend who never ever ages. He's been looks like he's 65 years old for the last 40 years.
Yes. That is very true. Okay, so my next one is a film that I saw when I was a kid, probably on Showtime or HBO, Cinemax, one of those things. And I hated this movie. I thought it was boring
Cool.
as fuck. And I'm like,
Hmm.
my God, this is awful. Now I've grown to love it.
Okay.
And it is called Savage Weekend.
I like the artwork a lot. I never heard of it though.
Yeah, it is a you have been chosen, you are doomed. Prepare yourself for Savage Weekend. And this is, let's see if it's got a date. 1981 is when it originally came out.
Okay. Well, see, yeah, and you're going back. I love 80s is my favorite decade of horror movies, and so I love going back that far to see stuff. So that's very cool. Man, I'm learning a lot today.
Yeah, the killer's got this really cool mask. It all takes place like in this it's a big house. There's like a ton of brush and stuff around it, and then it's like a kind of like, it's not really, I guess it's a barn where they're building a boat. So there's killings take place in the boat, and it's got some known people in it, like David Gale from Reanimator, who was the head in Reanimator.
Okay.
It's got one of the actresses from He Knows You're Alone, which was one of Tom Hanks' first films. It's got Nancy Butler, who was in the Van Damme movie Hard Target, and it's got the my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl from Newhart is
Nice,
in it
nice.
too. So
Oh
he's there. Yeah.
yeah. Love that
And
character. Love
yeah,
that show.
that's our killer there. And it's basically Halloween. It's like, so it's got the pacing of Halloween, and so it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
But when I'm a kid, that's not what I want. But as an adult, yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah, as a kid, slow burns are tough as a kid. Yes.
Yeah. So I've come to really like this, and it's got some interviews with people in the trailer and all that. So it's it looks like, yeah, David Paulson also directed Schizoid, which I think is the Klaus Kinski movie.
Oh yeah. That I've been meaning to pick up a copy of that. No, maybe I do have a copy of that now. Either Vinegar Syndrome or Severn put that out not too long ago.
Yep, and we all know about Klaus. So
yeah. Well, and so in that movie, yeah, it's like the top billed cast member, Christopher Allport. Man, what a resume he has from Dead and Buried. He was in, which is phenomenal, and the Jack Frost 1 and 2. So he's been in some fun stuff, all kinds of different things, a lot of stuff, but he's been in some legendary horror movies, so that's very cool.
okay. All right, cool. Yeah, it says here that the film was made in 1976 but not released until 1980. So
that's cool. Okay, so
yeah, but it's good. Okay, so that's my third.
Well, I will dig deep and go back in time, and this is one that I feel like diehard horror movie fans probably have seen or probably know of, but a casual horror movie fan may not. It's a movie that I absolutely love. You could watch it any time of year, but because of like the title and stuff, it really works at this time of year. And that is Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
I own that. So now I have finally seen a movie that you have. I own it, and I've seen it a couple times. Yeah, they even did a sequel.
Oh, did they? I have not seen that. Okay. Love this movie.
Yeah.
Our killer here who was done wrong. Man, he gets some good fucking payback in this movie here. So great cast, old school cast from when did this come out? 81 also. So early 80s, man. On fire here in this particular video, but
80s was the best for like slasher movies and all that stuff.
yeah, it totally was. And anybody who doesn't know the movie, you have a mentally challenged individual who befriends a child, and then the townsfolk don't like him because they're old-fashioned idiots that are unaccepting of different folks, and something happens to this child, and they immediately blame it on the handicapped guy as their just excuse because they're ignorant people. But it's a fun movie, kind of actiony a little bit at times, but definitely recommend it. And it's got the word scarecrow in it, and a guy in a cool mask with a pitchfork. So how Halloween, how much more Halloween can you get than that?
Yeah, it's a great film. So I haven't seen the sequel. I think I own it, but I just haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
So I moved one up the stack because
okay.
of your film. So
Ah.
this is Drive-In.
Ooh.
And
Hmm.
I rented this because it takes place at a drive-in. But because you had mentioned that like the guy done wrong who then goes and gets revenge is special needs, this guy is special needs. The killer in this is special needs. He's like a really big kind of Lenny of Mice and Men type of guy who goes around killing people. And God, I cannot say this wrong. Back in the day, this would have been okay. He has R word strength. So like mentally handicapped strength. And
Yeah.
that's
Be careful, sir. Tread lightly.
yeah, that's how he basically kills people. And I remember when I used to work at Tower Records, there was a very tall, big guy who was mentally handicapped, and he did not like a standee that showed a singer on it. I forget what singer or band it was. He destroyed this thing. I mean, in the middle of the workday, he went ballistic and just destroyed the standee.
Wow.
And the manager is like, you can't do that. Why did you do that? What happened? And he's like, I didn't like how it was looking at me. I didn't like what it was doing. Like he thought it was a real person. He thought, and he
Wow.
just destroyed it. So when I saw this, that came to mind is that this mentally handicapped guy is going around this drive-in
Mm.
and killing people purely on his strength alone because of how big he is. I mean, he
Yeah.
uses weapons and stuff, but there's a few times where he's just, doing this to people, just bludgeoning them to death.
Yeah.
And, but I got it originally without knowing anything about the movie that it took place at a drive-in.
Yeah. Oh, and so I have the movie over here, and man, I have I seen this? I think I'm questioning myself now, but I think I have seen that movie Drive In, but I don't own Drive In, but and these don't count, but I own Drive Through,
I
which
got
is
that one.
got a
That's a good
cheese
one.
being demolished. Um And oh no, this is definitely the one I've seen. But I own Drive-In Massacre.
That is a classic.
Okay, so but I've not seen Drive-In. So,
Yeah, it
okay.
looks like it's. I'll read this one because it's short. Because it's so Billy. A lot of writers or filmmakers like to use Billy. Like Saw's Billy, Black Christmas's Billy. Joel
Scream.
even has Billy. Yeah, I mean, everybody likes to use Billy for some reason, but Billy Morrow has been locked in his room all of his life. His only contact with the outside world, a small window to a drive-in theater across the street. Night after night, year after year, as the Scream plays slash and hack horror films, Billy has received a diddly dose of murder and mayhem. But tonight, Billy has escaped, drawn to the drive-in, and masked by the screams from the screen, he does the only thing he knows how to do: kill. Drive-in.
Yeah, a Drive-In Massacre. Drive-In. Oh, what year did that one come out?
Let's see if there's a date. It's 2001,
Okay.
maybe.
So that is okay. That is this one right here. Okay, so I found it now. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the special features. These are like, I hate when they do this with stuff. It's digitally mastered. Dolby Digital, full screen version, because I'm guessing the movie was not shot widescreen. I mean, optional Spanish subtitles.
Yeah. Back in 2000, widescreen wasn't the standard yet. I don't think so.
Oh, here he is. That's him hugging a girl to death using his strength. Is right there.
Okay, hugging her to
So
death.
he crushes her with his strength.
Nice. Well, that's cool. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you are 4 for 4 with movies. I have, or no, 3 for 3, right? Are we at 3? No, we've done 4 each right now. Yeah.
4 each. Yeah. So I
Okay.
think you're what, 5?
Yeah. So then let me see here. I didn't have mine in any particular order. Ooh, I'll do this one because this is
Neither do I.
okay. This is a movie that I recently watched, and I really enjoyed it. And if I describe the way this movie looks to you, I would think if somebody described the way it looks, like it's shot and everything, I'd be like, "Oh no." But it is a great movie. It's a very amazing story. I thought they did a great job developing the story and the characters and why they're all there. But it's like shot on video and does not look good at all.
Oh,
And that is All Sinners Night.
never heard of it.
It is directed by people and acted by people you've probably never heard of either. But it's got a very long synopsis there.
Oh my.
But what I can tell you about it is, and I don't think my camera will be able to focus, but these 4 pictures down here kind of show it is not shot it looks like it's shot on video. But it's a story of a girl who is coming to find her long lost, missing friend. And then you have a guy whose wife killed herself. And the girl whose missing friend and the guy whose wife killed herself believe that the disappearance and the suicide were caused by this group of cultists, and believe that they are responsible for their disappearance. So those two get together and kind of, and have to travel to this town and meet up and then try to get to the bottom of what's going on with this cult in this town. I think they give good backstories as to why they're both there, how they got there, They do good with explaining the story of how they're investigating this cult, and it has a nice finale, a nice wrap up, as you would expect, with the cult being like out there doing culty things. So All Sinners Night, and it's one of those that they spent so much time writing their synopsis. They
That
didn't
is
give them,
huge.
yeah, they didn't give themselves any room to write the their names or anything at the bottom. Um, and I think I picked this up at Dollar Tree a while back. Um,
Oh
so
wow,
here we go.
that's a Dollar Tree?
I think so. I'm trying to remember where else, because when I watched it recently, I had to take it out of the plastic. So director is Bob Easley. Never heard of him. Famous for All Sinners Night. No way. Body Snatch and the Dead Bodies, number 223. H.P. Lovecraft's Witch House as an actor. So it looks like maybe this is his first time directing or something here. But All Sinners Night. They have man, they are very long-winded. Oh, here's a brief synopsis. No, it looks like we don't have a synopsis for this yet. Is there brief synopsis? That's why it's so brief. Yeah, Lana Williams' brother. Oh, so it's her brother. Daniel's been missing for a year and is considered dead. Halloween marks the 1-year anniversary of his disappearance. So there's the Halloween tie. She contacts Dave Shipman, a local investigative reporter whose wife committed suicide the same night. They suspect a cult is responsible for her death. So, and blah, 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 blah. It takes place in Taylorsville, Indiana on Halloween night. So,
Okay.
All Sinners Night. So it's, you know what? I do know you enjoy some shot on video movies. All Sinners Night. It's definitely one you should give a watch.
Okay. Now, when you say shot on video, like shot on VHS or just like shot on
It
the
looks like shot on VHS. I mean, it's
uh,
yeah. I'm gonna see if I can. Um, yeah. Well, I wonder if I can. I wonder if I can. Oh, if let's see if this works. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. I might be able to. So if you click on that, you should be able to open it up.
like add to stage. Okay, so let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
So
there we
there,
go.
yeah, there she is. So you could see like the background is in focus, but she's kind of out of focus. And this is another one where it's kind of blurry. Um, and they're screen grabs, so maybe they just didn't get the right, or couldn't frame them up right. But here they are at a convenience store. Like way too much headroom. It's just the way it looks. It looks like very shot on VHS there. So
Yeah,
uh,
it could be. Yeah.
it doesn't have like the lines through it or anything, but anyways, this story more than makes up for the imperfections with the production quality.
Okay. All right. All right. So that's one to look for then. Um.
So
So
I'm 4 for 5 that you have not seen.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're
Not even seen, but haven't even heard of. So that's
good.
so this is so this next one is more of a personal one. So when I was going to film school at Los Angeles City College, I took a directing course, and our professor had said that he made a horror movie that he will never mention the name of. He disowns it, hates the movie,
Hmm.
and he gave kind of like it's like a Freddy-esque type of movie. It deals with dreams and hallucinations. And I was sitting and I'm like, Nightwish. You directed Nightwish. in class, from his description and all that, I knew exactly what film that he was talking about, but nobody else did. And his name is Bruce Cook. Well, I got a burn of it later because I downloaded it. I owned the VHS for a while. And finally, Unearthed Films, this is Unearthed Classics, brought it out on DVD. So it's one of those old niche companies. I love this film. And I talked to him afterwards about it. And yeah, right here, written and directed by Bruce R. Cook. And it's actually got like a couple known people in it. Yeah, Elizabeth Caton, who's in like Friday the 13th Part 7 and Slave Girls Beyond Infinity, who I asked out once. And she said, I'm sorry, you're cute, but I have a boyfriend. And I'm like, I'll take it. Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. She was also in. Brian Thompson.
One of the baddest bad guys of all time right there from Cobra.
Yeah. And he's dating this little brunette girl, which is hilarious because he is massive compared to her. But funny. It's all in these like isolation tanks. So there's kind of that altered states type of thing. The movie makes no sense whatsoever. And I frigging loved it. And just when was it made? Does it give a date on here? 1989.
Yeah.
So it was a while back, but it was just so great in class because he became one of my favorite teachers or professors. And it was just how he described it, how he hated it. And I'm like, fuck, that name, that Cook, Professor Cook, what's his Brian Cook? Nightwish? You directed Nightwish? So it's one of my proudest moments is to know that I was taught by the man who gave us Nightwish.
Yeah, so it's got a 4.8 out of 10. So it's almost right at a 5 out of 10 on IMDb. And that's not a bad score. IMDb is tough. It's a lot tougher than Rotten Tomatoes. So that's a pretty good score. But looking at it on IMDb here, it looks fun. It doesn't have to be perfect to be fun. But yeah, the like ghost hunting or paranormal investigation that they're doing, kind of sitting in that semicircle there, stuff. It looks like something I would like to see. So that's cool.
Yeah, I probably out of all of these, that's the one that I would recommend the most.
Okay. Well, damn it. Now, so I have not seen any, and I kind of think that the more we go on, the more of these that you have probably seen. So you may win this battle of who has seen the stuff. And this one I'm sure you have seen. This next one I've got here has some of our B-movie regulars in the likes of Brink Stevens and Felissa Rose and Sean Whalen. Paranormal Halloween.
I have not seen that, but I know of it.
Okay, from Wild Eye, our good friends at Wild Eye.
Okay.
But and it's been 3-4 years since I've seen this. But it's Caesar and Otto's Paranormal Halloween. Caesar and Otto have a couple movies.
That's how I own it. I got the triple feature with them. Yeah.
Okay. But on the back you get a double action Brink Stevens right there.
Nice.
But yeah, it says half brothers Caesar and Otto live out some of horror's most terrifying scenes when they agree to house sit a home filled with ghostly visions, levitating objects, and possessions. This hilarious horror pays homage to classics The Exorcist, Amityville, Sinister, Insidious. It's Sinister and Insidious. I love the movies. Are they classics? Maybe now they are, I guess. But and more. And both an all-star cast featuring Tiffany Shepis, Brink Stevens, Vernon Wells, and Sean Whalen, who I got to meet. He was in one of my buddy Jose, who's directing the movies that I'm now working on.
Sweet.
And Sean Whalen was in one of them. And we went to a premiere, and Sean Whalen and I happened to be wearing pretty much the same shirt. It was kind of cool.
Nice.
So yeah, and he was just at the Asylum. He hosted the Asylum panel there at LA Comic Con too. So love Sean Whalen. He's great. But
yeah, he's on Facebook and very approachable. So he's
he's directing. He started his own production company. He still is acting for other people, but he's making his own movies now too, which is kind of cool. He's got himself some nice little budgets.
Okay. All right. Sweet. Yeah. I've talked to him a few times, but like I don't know him or anything. I've made comments and things, but yeah, he seems like a very nice guy. He's been on a lot of stuff.
He really is.
So now my next one, without showing it, I'm wondering if I could see the date on it. I might have to look it up. I think this is 1977. So it's an oldie.
Going way back.
I believe this is the spiritual successor to Jaws. So, and this one you may own and you might have seen it. This is maybe one of the two that you might have seen or own, but it is The Car.
Yeah, I don't know The Car. That's not more like a ripoff of like Christine or something, or
no? Is this a 77? So it is a ripoff on Jaws.
Before.
And instead of a shark, it's a sedan from hell that is possessed by Satan and goes around killing everybody and has a very loud horn. It's a very cool car. And I love the cover on this. Scream Factory did a whole like Blu-ray and stuff on it. And it stars James Brolin is in it. Ronnie Cox is in it. So those are good things right there. And when I watched it, I'm just like, shit, man, this is Jaws. So did we go from Duel, the truck going off the cliff, and it makes that sound as it's going off, like something is leaving it. Yeah. And Spielberg used that same sound for the shark when the shark floated down to the bottom of the ocean. It's that same truck sound because he feels that Duel is like a prequel to Jaws. That's like the what's ever wrong with the guy in the truck is the same thing that's wrong with the shark. And then while watching this, I'm like, is this actually Jaws 2? Like really Jaws 2, but with a car?
Yeah. I understand from looking at it a little bit here on IMDb. I understand where you're going with that now. Yeah, that's interesting. Huh. And I recognize that car now. I don't.
It's also Universal too.
That's cool. Yeah, I recognize the car from like the side view of it, but I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, it is really good. It just the sedan is awesome looking because it was made for the movie, and it's got the black windows. So you could have a stuntman inside drive it, you would never see him. And of course, when they open the door, there's nobody inside because it's possessed.
Yeah.
But it is an awesome flick, and so I recommend The Car.
Nice. Very cool. Well then, I will go with something that I think has absolutely nothing in common with that, and that is a little movie that was quite a lot of fun. 2001 Maniacs.
Okay.
And I'm sure you've seen this.
Yes. Okay. Is that with Robert Englund and
Bill Moseley?
Bill Moseley and
let's see here. It has having to whip out the magnifying glass for this one. Bill Moseley, Lynn Shay,
I was on the set of that. Is it? Yeah, I was, and that's where.
Well, I don't think it has Robert Englund.
Is he? Maybe it was the sequel. 2001.
So Lynn Shay, Bill Moseley, It's so small. I should just give up and IMDb it. But it's like a carnival circus kind of thing, and that's where it made me it's huge body count, and it's quite fun. But let's see.
So I was on the set for that. So when Cliff was working for Scream Factory and I was living in Pasadena, he's like, "Hey, I just got invited onto the set of 2001 Maniacs." And it was just like, "Oh, that's really cool." He's like, "Oh, do you want to go with me?" Because Cliff is friends with Scott Spiegel, you know, who's a Sam Raimi guy. And so we were there where a barn was on fire, and Robert Englund and he's that was like on his name, Kane Hodder were fighting. So that was the true Freddy versus Jason, and they were fighting with swords as the barn was on fire. And then Scott Spiegel took us into an RV, an editing RV, and showed us some of the edited footage of the film. And all of a sudden, walking out of like the bathroom or something, is Eli Roth. And so we got to meet Eli Roth while we were there. And so we hung out a little bit on the set for 2001 Maniacs, which is kind of cool.
Okay, so this is interesting because Lynn Shay is in both of them, but there are two different movies called 2001 Maniacs. One has Robert Englund, and this one has Bill Moseley. The funny thing is, they're both directed by Tim Sullivan, and they both have Lynn Shay, and they're both written by the same people. The first one came out in 2005, hour and 27 minutes. The second one came out in 2010, hour and 24 minutes. So maybe this one is like a sequel because it's the first one is Tim Sullivan's.
Oh, is it
2001
Scream of the Field of Screams?
Field of Screams. Yeah, Field of Screams.
That's okay.
Yes.
What you have is the sequel. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I was so I got to go on the set of the original. That's the sequel.
Okay. So I've not seen the original, but I could tell you this was a lot of fun. So maybe I need to go see. I mean, look at that. I'm teaching or finding something out from my own movie recommendation today. but I've seen this. I have not seen the original. So have you seen this one, or only the original?
I've seen, of course, the original 2000 Maniacs from H.D. Lewis, and I have seen the first 2001 Maniacs. I don't know if I've seen Field of Screams. I'm not sure.
It's fun. You should check it out. I would totally recommend it. And so you have homework in the sequel. I have homework in the first.
Yes, and then we'll come back and give our reviews.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so my next one is a zombie movie. And I was on Tubi just trying to find a good zombie movie, and I came across this, and it's called Dead Earth.
Huh.
It's a one location film. So 2 women, 1 million undead, 1 chance to survive. And we got them on the back here. Now they're gay, they're lesbians.
Oh,
and they live together, and we get some nudity, which is nice. And they're in this really kind of cool, like a hotel that's there that they're living in, and they kind of live their lives and occasionally fight the zombies. And people come in and they can't trust them, so either they kill them or fight them or do whatever they want. And I'm like, I really like this movie. What's who directed this? And I'm looking down at the bottom here, and it's Wych, W-Y-C-H, and I don't know, I still don't know how to pronounce his last name. But you would know this director simply as Chaos. And
Oh,
Chaos directed a film called Ballistic X vs. Sever, which we watched and I gave you a copy of.
yeah. Why can I not find this? Is Dead Earth, is that all one word? No, I can't. I cannot find Dead Earth on IMDb at all. It's driving me nuts.
So maybe look up Ballistic.
Oh yeah, find what's the director's name?
Well, he goes
Oh,
under
that's right,
Chaos or Chaos in America, but he's only made one American film. This is there's actually this is technically a trilogy. The films are loosely connected, which I didn't know. So I'm just like, oh my God, this guy directed one of my all-time favorite action movies, which is considered to be one of the worst movies ever made. And
Yeah.
I got to interview him for one filmmaker, one film, where we discussed this movie, Ballistic, and other films too that he made.
Yeah.
And I love this. I would put this into a top 10 for like one of my favorite zombie movies. And I really like him as a director. He's from Thailand. He only made one American movie, and all of his films are set in Thailand. And so it is. I mean, who do you trust in a world gone mad? So yeah, so I highly recommend this, and I absolutely love Ballistic. So it's the guy so far out of all of his movies. I've seen every one except for one, and he really hasn't made a bad film. Different degrees, but
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder. Do you have a year that came out? I wonder if it has an alternate name.
It does have an alternate name. This is a 2019.
Oh, okay. So let's see here. The Missing, Daughter Unknown, Fate Can Wait, Memoirs of a so COVID-19, the impact on Asian cinema, The Missing, Daughter Unknown. Huh, I wonder which one it would be. The Boy Who Never Came Home, Citizen Erased. Is that? Wow. Yeah. Well, let me look at the 2020s. Rupture, Farmer Suicide. I cannot find that movie on IMDb at all. Interesting.
Let me see here. It might be under the name Two of Us. I think is the alternate title.
Okay. Yeah, that's not even on his. Let me see what he's produced. The Missing, Daughter Unknown, Fate Can Wait. Wow. Why is this not on IMDb? Interesting, sir. Interesting. Yeah, I can't find it. I can't find it.
Oh no, Paradise Z. That's it. Paradise Z.
Paradise Z. Okay.
That is the alternate title for it. So it is on IMDb. Let's see. So it's under, I'm seeing it under producer. Yeah. So it is there. Paradise Z director chose two girls standing in front of a big Z. 2020. So it looks like the film was made 2019, but it got distributed 2020.
Okay. I'm going to have to type. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
So the film does have a connection to the movie The Driver. So it might only be one film that has a connection to.
Okay. Oh, well, this is showing. Okay. So I was looking at Ranjit, whatever his name is, the director of, where'd it go now? Shit. The movie you just told me, the one Ballistic.
Yeah.
So Ballistic is directed by Ranjit Marwa.
No, that's a different Ballistic then. This is Ballistic X versus X, ECKS versus Sever.
Okay. So that's why I was under the wrong guy. Okay. And now I see it. Oh, and this one, yeah, makes it very sexies it up and has their on the artwork, they're in bikinis with their butts hanging out.
Yeah. So, instead of the zombie on the cover. So
okay. So yeah, White Whoa, Kasyandia. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. No, I definitely have not seen that. Paradise Z. Huh. And they do. I like that she has her her baseball bat with the barbed wire wrapped around it, a la Walking Dead, and the other girl has a bloody machete. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Um,
it's funny because you get their daily lives, which has a little bit with them to being naked, and which is always nice. And then yeah, when they have to go out and get food or gasoline or whatever it is, they get all kind of all like militaried out, and they got their knives
yeah,
and their baseball bats, and you know and of course if they come across some guys that want to take advantage of them, they like kick the shit out of them and stuff. So it's not
yeah,
like a girl boss movie or anything, but it's definitely end of the world. And so you're seeing two hot girls, and these guys are going to try to take advantage of that. So
yeah.
it's I really like it. It would definitely be in my top 10.
Okay, yeah. It looks like it's shot very well, so that's cool.
I think
Yeah.
he's a good director. I own everything he's done, and he was such a nice guy. He even gave me a link to which we did talk about in the interview, to a film that he did that hadn't come out yet. Like, he trusted
Oh,
me with the link because our interview went so well. And he was in Thailand, and it was like 3 in the morning when he hopped on the interview. And I'm like,
huh.
dude, it's like we've already been on here for 2 hours. It's got to be like 5 in the morning where you are. And I
Yeah,
said, do you want to go? Do you want to take off? I don't want to take up your whole day. And he's like, no, I'm having a great time. Let's continue. Because we went through every single movie he's made, because I own them all. And
that's
I just
cool.
brought them all up, and he went into, yeah, very nice guy. Really, really nice. So good
Yeah,
filmmaker too, I think.
yeah. I like the way, like, I just clicked on Depravity, and yeah, I like the way it's shot too. So that's cool. Nice.
Yeah.
I no, I've definitely not seen that, and that is, it's an interesting topic when you have like a post-apocalyptic or like a zombie apocalypse, something like that going on, and you have girls trying to survive, and the scumbag people that will do things to these girls that is just not right, and them fighting for survival is always a interesting concept, I think. So sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mentioned the nudity and stuff like that, because it's I mean, the women are very attractive, and the nudity is more like them getting dressed or taking a shower. They go into like a swimming pool, so they just don't walk around the hotel naked. But it was something that I appreciated as a guy, but also that they would be like you wouldn't be if you think you're by yourself, and you're
Yeah.
with and if they're gay, if they're they would be naked around each other. So
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
I appreciated that.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I'll definitely. It reminds me of another movie that I've seen recently, um, but it was a guy and a girl, and I forget the name of it, but the guy, this like zombie apocalypse thing or whatever, uh, breaks out, and he's like a teenager, and he's living on his own in this town. Everybody else has died, but then he needs to move on and try and find help or whatever. And then he runs into this girl along the way, and it's about their adventure. I forget what it's called, but another survival kind of story and stuff. I like that type of movie. That's cool, but I've not seen it. So then my next one here, another movie that I've seen fairly recently, and the reason I picked this up was specifically because it has Jonathan Breck in it, who plays the Creeper. It also has Treat Williams and Michael
Oh,
Berryman,
oh.
and that is Mask Maker. Meet your
You have
maker.
told me about it, but I have not seen it.
Okay, and so I thought, because of the mask, and I mean, to me, Jonathan Breck is like an absolute legend. Love the guy. But Michael Berryman and Treat Williams, I mean, it's a great cast.
Yeah.
And so it's a guy with an axe there. It's very cool, You know, anytime
I
a
like
guy
that cover.
walking around with
Yeah.
the ass. Yeah. But it says a lucky couple hits the jackpot when they purchase a 19th century plantation home for pennies on the dollar. Determined to get rich quick, they invite their friends up for the weekend to celebrate their good fortune. But when friends start to go missing, along with the skin off of their faces, the survivors realize the plantation's former owners never left. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh. Oh.
So the mask maker, his MO is he will kill you, take your face off, and make a mask out of it. So something about Jonathan Breck being in movies where they like to dismember people.
Oh yeah.
So but anyways, it could have been a little bit better, but because of the cast and other elements of it, it's definitely worth the watch. I think with the budget they had, with the cast they had, I wish the director would have done a little bit better job with it. So shame on you, GE First, whoever that is. I'm kidding, not shame on you, but it's definitely worth the watch. Love the cast and Mask Maker. Oh, and there is a line in here. I forget, what do they say? Oh, one of the girls asked, because there's like some guy standing there that they don't know, and she goes, "Who's that creeper?" And I'm like, "Oh, they said it. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Who's that creeper? Huh? I don't know. Jonathan Breck, maybe. I don't know." But yeah, that was kind of cool. So, Mask Maker, definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, that I want to see because you've talked about it. So that one I do want to check out. The next one I have, this is notorious. This is known as a woman hating movie.
Oh,
I tend to disagree with that, but yeah, it is. I really like it, but I don't think that's a woman hating movie. I just think that, especially during the 80s, women in slasher films were targeted more than men. But then if you look at how men were killed, it was worse than what the women were, how they were killed.
that is
So
pretty much standard. I think that is an accurate statement. Women were killed a lot more, but when men got killed, it just in general, it was more brutal.
yeah,
So I agree with that. But we like perfect example. Parts 1 and 2 of Hostel. It's about killing girls. We love it. Part 3, it's in Vegas. It's about killing guys that I don't give a fuck about. So kill them all. Kill them all.
yeah, and people stopped watching.
Hey, Hostel 3 sucks.
Hostel 3 was really bad. You could tell that they because I own 1 and 2, and I don't know if I want to own 3. You could tell that they just came out for like a day and just shot footage of Vegas and then did the rest of the movie in LA. It's not good.
It's pretty terrible.
And I think that's a Scott Spiegel movie. Speaking of like Scott Spiegel, I think he directed that too.
Yeah, that I don't know, but I'm surprised Eli Roth even put his name as like I'm surprised the words of his name even are on that disc at all, but they are.
Yeah, it's not a good movie at all. So, but so that leads us to Don't Go in the House.
Oh, I think I got that one, and I think I've seen it. Ooh. Is this the first one? Hold on a minute.
There should only be one.
Don't Go in the House.
That's it.
I have the Severin release of it.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's the cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the Shriek Show version of it.
Oh, nice.
And
I have seen one that you've seen, so now we're tied. Sir, but great movie. Love that movie.
Yeah, this is a total Psycho ripoff. And what does it say here? It's got one of the guys from The Sopranos in it. Our lead actors from The Sopranos. I'm having a hard time seeing his name because it's in red.
Okay, let me. Yeah.
Dan, like Grim Baldy? Dan Grimmabaldi? Does that sound familiar? It's this guy here.
Grimaldi. Yeah, Daniel Grimaldi. Oh yeah, he was you know, like a lesser character on The Sopranos, but yeah, Dan Grimaldi. Yes. Was known as Patsy Parisi. Yeah, and I don't know how long he lasted there. Oh no, he was in 47 episodes. Oh, you know why? Because he's older. So he played in The Sopranos. There was twin brothers. One of them got killed. He is the guy that there's, you know, the speculation of who killed Tony Soprano or whatever. He's one of the guys that they think may be responsible because he never let go the fact that Tony Soprano was responsible for his twin brother's death.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So that's cool. Yeah, and he
Yeah.
goes around. He has a he uses a flamethrower, and basically he kidnaps women, puts them into this room that has like metal sheets all around it, and I think he ties them up kind of like this, and then he yeah, there's one of them right there, and then he uses a flamethrower to set them all on fire.
Yes.
So
And it's a great movie, man. It really is.
yeah, it's even the description here. As a child, Donald Kohler grew up under the sadistic rule of an overbearing mother. Sounds a little Norman Batesy to me. Her method of punishment, a severe burning. Through the years, Donald finds no comfort or sympathy, no home in the real world. When he discovers his mother has died in her sleep, he thinks she may finally be free. Oh, he thinks he may finally be free, but with nightmarish visions and voices in his head, the damage has been done. Now he hopes to incinerate his repressive past by seeking out young women, taking them to his home, and burning them alive. Well, you know, we all got to have a hobby.
Yes. And quite a hobby it is.
Yeah.
But I love the location. The house was amazing. It was intense. It's a very good movie. I love it. Great choice, and it's a very good choice for like a Halloween movie. You know, because we love a good haunted house. So
Yeah.
yeah, nice. And
Nice.
you know what? He was just so young in that movie compared to his character in Sopranos, where he's like kind of balding on top. That I didn't even recognize him when I watched that movie, and I think I watched this within the last 4 or 5 months. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 1980, but Shriek released it 2005.
okay, yeah, it's one that I picked up off a Severin sale. I love. Speaking of which, we're coming up on the Black Friday sales from a lot of these companies, Severin, Vinegar Syndrome, that are going to be starting like in the 1st of November. I know there was another movie you were interested in. You already have a copy of Don't Go in the House, but whatever that other movie was that you mentioned yesterday that I showed you I owned, Devil's Story.
Oh yeah, that thing just looks crazy.
Yeah, but you might be able to get it for like $10 for Vinegar Syndrome on their sale.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I would check that out. So, well, that's cool. Yeah, great choice there, sir. Great choice.
Why, thank you.
So let's see here. I'm gonna try and go. I'm gonna go a little more obscure here, and this is one. Well, I have a question. This is one that I don't know if I've watched yet or not, but I'm meaning to. I don't recall. I would have to watch it again, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyways because it's the Pumpkin Carver.
I know of it. I've seen it many times at Zia Records, but I never picked it up. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it says Jonathan and his beautiful sister have moved to a new town in order to start over, leaving a horrible past behind. With the future looking bright, they kick things off with a wild Halloween party on a deserted farm. But there's one guest who wasn't invited, and won't let them forget their past. A gruesome, pumpkin-headed killer is ready to party and dying to do some carving. This year, don't answer the door. The trick-or-treat bags are body bags. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, okay.
The pumpkin cover sounds, yeah, I mean, it sounds like a very good Halloween-y movie. You have a girl being all sexy, showing some cleavage there and stuff. So might be fun. This is one that before I put these away, I'm definitely going to have to pop this one in and give it a watch. But the pumpkin carver. So directed by Robert Mann. Sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Okay.
Robert Mann. So there you go, pumpkin carver.
Okay.
So we're still one apiece for movies that we have that each other has seen. So very cool.
This one you might own. I don't know if you've seen it because several niche companies have released it. This is the American version, which I prefer over the European version. And this has influenced, like I did my short film, that found footage movie called Cannibal. And this is what influenced Cannibal. And that is the Grim Reaper.
Huh.
It also goes under, I think I got it right here. Yeah, it's right here. It also goes under this.
And I don't think I've I don't think I have that. Grim Reaper, huh? Man. No, I think you're okay. I don't think I've. Oh shit! I own it. Let's see. Paba tada! I don't know if tada came out. Paba.
So you got the same version as me. So this is the American cut is the Grim Reaper. So it's roughly 90 minutes. And it's a Joe D'Amato film, which also stars George Eastman, who's one of my faves when it comes to like Italian guys. And it has Tessa Farrow, who is Mia Farrow's sister, is in it. And it is a cannibal movie. It's basically he gets it's him, his wife, and his son are stuck out in the ocean, and he ends up eating them because a cannibal ends up on like an island and then starts killing all the people there by ripping out their intestines and all this type of stuff. This is the R-rated version. The other versions are unrated. So I have one, I think, from Blue Underground. I got the Shriek one. There is a sequel called Absurd. And I love this. But for me, this is the better one because it's a little shorter, and it's not. The other ones are a little bit more of a slow burn. They're more kind of walking and talking, and then people get killed. This is more just people getting killed.
Okay.
But this film is a huge influence on me. So I love this movie.
Nice. Oh, so I'm like his name sounds so familiar, and that's why I was like, well, I have to go back and see why I recognize his name. But he's done an Emmanuel movie, at least one, if not more. Anal Strippers Exposed. The director, Joe D'Amato.
Yeah, he's done a ton of like sex films, Italian films. He works a lot with George Eastman. He's one of those Italian guys that does everything. So
it's very funny. Something that sounds very pornographically, and then Frankenstein 2000. But okay, cool. Zombie 5, Killing Birds. He directed Zombie 5. Director, uncredited director. Huh.
Yeah, I think he was also with Zombie 3 when Fulci got sick. He was one of the guys to step in, like one of the 3 or 4 different directors that worked on it.
Okay.
He's also done like Caligula, like some of the Caligula movies. Yeah, Emmanuel movies, zombie movies where he would combine like porn with zombies and cannibals.
Yeah.
So you know, a couple would be having sex, and then a zombie would bite them, and then the cannibals would kill the zombie and eat the, you know, that type of thing, where you would just kind of combine all this
Yeah.
stuff together. So
Yeah.
and Eastman is a bunch of like Road Warrior ripoffs and you know, like Italian stuff like that. So he's a big like Italian like B movie actor. So that I'm a fan of.
Okay. Yeah, and so I know I don't remember what else of his that I've seen before, but I think maybe when we did the when I was on the voyage to the bottom of the barrel where we would subject each other to horrible movies, I think there was something of his that we watched, and I don't remember, but I'm noticing a lot of his movies may have like like an Italian title and an American title, so you know, kind of like this.
Yeah.
So, but I own it, but I think I don't think I've seen it yet, so I'll add that to the list of movies to watch. Very cool. I like when I own movies and somebody's like, "Oh, you need to watch this," and Kevin Bacon just did a little video on Instagram, and Kevin Bacon listed like 10 of his favorite horror movies, 10 or 20 or something
Oh,
for like
nice.
Halloween. And one of his was a movie, One Cut of the Dead, which I have not seen, but I own. So I pulled it off my shelf to watch it. So have you seen One Cut of the Dead?
No, I own it, but I haven't watched it yet. So yeah, zombie film that's supposed to be all done in one take.
Oh, okay. And it's and it sounds very, very Albert Pyunish with Tommy Vegas there. But no, I have not seen it. But Kevin Bacon listed it as one of his like favorites. So
Sweet.
that was cool. Yeah. So okay, so but that didn't count. That was not one of my movies. I just was on a tangent there. I get on tangents. That's how I roll.
Fair enough.
So yeah. So how many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I have
6, 7.
4.
Okay, good. I have 4 also. Okay. So man, I feel like all of these you're gonna know. So I'll go out on a whim. Satan's Little Helper.
Yeah,
This
I've seen
is
it.
a great Halloween movie.
I
This
don't
is
think I've
a
seen it. I know of it.
must. Okay, so it's says from director Jeff Lieberman, who did Squirm and Blue Sunshine.
Oh, sweet.
So upon meeting a strange masked man, 9-year-old Douglas lives out the fantasy of his favorite video game, Satan's Little Helper. The two embark on a hellish rampage through the small suburban community. But when the mass killer targets Dougie's family, it may be too late to stop him. With the perfect combination of blood, guts, and ingenious humor, Satan's Little Helper tells a gruesome tale that will keep you in stitches until the chilling end. So there's a guy who's a killer who this little kid, Dougie, thinks is, because the killer is dressed up. It's on Halloween. This takes place on Halloween. And the killer is dressed up. And Doug thinks the killer is his sister's boyfriend, but is really not. And you find out like way into the story. It is a very fun movie. It is, takes place on Halloween. So it's, like perfect Halloween movie. Highly, highly recommend
Okay.
Satan's Little Helper. And it says
Okay.
you'll laugh till you die. But it kind of it's fun. It's vicious at times, but it's kind of a nail biter because you're like, when are they going to figure out that this is the killer that's hanging out with them? So it's a lot of fun. Satan's Little Helper.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. That one I will definitely check out then because I know of it. Yeah, but just haven't seen it. So, um, so my next one is, and I messaged you last night saying I got some stuff in here that I know I really liked, but I don't really remember it. But
Oh, yeah.
and so this is that really that one. Um, and it's called Reeker.
I think I own Reeker. Uh, I always got to go and look and see if I own that movie you have.
There
So
we go.
I've got a copy. Now the question is, have I seen it? Um, hmm. I don't know. I don't know if I have.
Yeah, I remember it. It's like Paramount, Showtime, CBS DVD. It's not rated. It's got a making of in photo gallery. 2005. I remember
Mm.
really enjoying this and that it has something to do with time travel.
Well, it's got Michael Ironside in it.
Oh,
Hmm. Um, yeah, I
yeah.
don't think I've seen it, but it sounds great. And that sign right there tells me that they did some filming at the same place that was used. I mean, it was used in Identity. It was used as
Oh, great movie.
the Captain Spaulding's chicken and gasoline place there
Oh,
in
okay.
House of Thousand Corpses. That place, but very famous hotel. It's been in a lot of stuff out there on a filming ranch out north of LA, like in Palmdale, Lancaster area, which I've been to and done a video walking around there. But that sign is from out in front of there. I'm going to have to add that to the watch list. I've not seen that.
Yeah, it's I just remember really enjoying it, and then I bought it at Zia Records that I posted on Facebook. You know, the what I bought, and everybody was like, "Oh, Reeker is so good. Oh, that's such a great movie." And I remember watching it a long time ago, and which is why I picked it up. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's one that I'm going to have to revisit. So
Nice. Yeah. We should maybe a couple weeks from now or something, maybe get together and do a Halloween movie review, to kind of talk about some of the movies that we watched over the Halloween season here.
oh yeah, sure.
Because there's a few, some that I'm learning of, some that you're learning of that maybe we can try and seek out.
Yeah, definitely.
So here we go. I believe you're going to know all of these. So I'll just get it over with. Amusement.
I don't own it, but I have seen it.
Okay. It's amazing. um, so I'll just read it. They're longtime friends on a separate life paths, but they share a horrific destination when a seemingly innocent incident from their school days comes back to terrify them. Someone wants payback. Warped vengeance, mind games, vengeance. Why they use the word vengeance twice in there? I don't like that. Taunting, shredding, slashing, vengeance. Oh, a third vengeance. Inside a stone-walled chamber of prison cells and mechanisms of doom, the three women and other victims face a fierce fight to survive. Who lives? Who dies? It's all for someone's amusement. From screenwriter Jake Wade Wall. I think he did the remake of The Hitcher. Director, or had something to do, or maybe he wrote The Hitcher. Director John Simpson, who did Freeze Frame. I don't know that movie. But anyways, it's like a haunted house. They're in like a haunted house, and they don't realize this haunted house is really designed to kill them. But the catch is in who is putting on this haunted house. It is a very fun movie. So anybody who hasn't seen it, highly recommend it. So
Okay.
you have seen it. I figured you would have seen it by now, but
Yeah,
it is.
I think I
You need to get
rented it.
yourself a copy. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah, I
worth
think I
it.
rented it from this like mom and pop video store when I was in Pasadena. And,
Okay.
I thought, oh, that looks kind of cool. So I think I took it home and watched it. But just, yeah, I just don't own it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my next one is basically, well, I guess I could call it Scream on a film set, but that would be Scream 3. But this is called Cut. And that's Molly Ringwald. And our lead girl in it is these, I mean, they could be sisters. Our lead actress looks exactly like Neve Campbell.
Okay.
Except she has blonde hair. And it's Molly Ringwald, Jessica Napier, and Kylie Minogue. Minogue, however you say it. I think it's the
Kylie Minogue. Yeah, the singer. Yeah, Kylie Minogue.
Yeah. And it says finishing the movie could be the death of them. So I enjoyed this quite a bit. A lot of it has to do with that it's, it's on a film set. And
it sounds good.
And I think Molly Ringwald is like a prima donna, that she's like a total bitch. She's like, why am I making this movie? I can't believe it. I used to make award-winning movies type of thing.
Yeah.
So she's fun in it. That cover though. Not a lot of originality here.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
there we go.
Yeah. That's a tough thing about horror movies is that almost everything has already been done. So you just have to go with it, yeah, man, that Jennifer Napier, man, she sounds, or Jessica Napier, sounds so familiar, but I don't recognize anything else that she was in. But
yeah, and I'll read this because it is Scream-ish. So it says in 1985, period. That's in 1985. It just is actually 1985, period.
Oh yeah,
that's weird. The cast and crew of the horror flick Hot Blooded are learning firsthand what it means to be stalked by a mass killer. When the director is viciously murdered on set, the production is shut down and the film locked away incomplete. But every time the footage is screened, somebody dies. 14 years later, a group of enthusiastic film students decide to finish Hot Blooded. After shooting commences on the eerie film location, the students start to disappear one by one. Now they just have to finish the film before it finishes them.
I think I might have seen that. I'm going to give you the point that I haven't seen it, but it does sound very familiar now with the every time somebody watches it, somebody dies.
It's Australian. Does that help?
No, but Molly Ringwald and a story like that sounds very familiar. I think I've seen it, but I don't know for sure. But I love that premise because I have a real life situation, and the movie has just never gotten that far. But every time I try to get back into making the Bread of Wickedness, somebody I know dies. So like in real life, in really real life. So we shot the teaser for the Bread of Wickedness. Remember, Miranda made the thigh and everything for Tommy Vegas. We shot the teaser, and then my mom passed away. So then everything got put on hold for a while. Then later that year, we went to start up production, crowdfunding, things like that again. And right as I got that going, my father-in-law died. Threw it all on hold again for a while. And then eventually when we got it going again, my brother died. And then got it going again. I forget who was, maybe it was my wife's aunt or grandmother. They both died. But anyways, every time I open up and start diving into making the movie The Bread of Wickedness, somebody dies in real life. So that will be a definite nugget that will be talked about whenever I get that film done on and I might just change the name, man, because it's making me superstitious, taking a direct quote from the Bible and doing something like that. But anyways, no, great choice there, and that's another one I'm gonna have to check out. So
yeah,
this
it's
is
good.
this is
It's speaking of movie. I mean, this doesn't count. This is one of mine, but this is
oh,
the same type of thing.
okay. I
So
own that and I have seen that. So
yeah, so
good
that's
stuff right
that
there.
every time the movie is screened, like the theater burns down, or they try to re-edit it and the editor dies, and
Yeah.
so it's these type of films have been done before. Unfortunately, yours is a real life experience, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's nothing new to horror movies, but Cut is a good film. I liked it. So.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy too, even to think about it. Before we even shot the teaser, when I was writing the movie and Matt and I were getting into, man, I would have to go back and look at dates. God. But when we were starting to work on pre-production for the teaser, my grandfather died in October. We shot the teaser in February. My mom died in April. So yeah, no, it just, yeah, no, it's crazy. I don't know anybody else that has, I've had 11 in a 6-year span, 11 close family members have died.
Wow.
So yeah, it's just crazy. But great choice of movie there. We all love Molly Ringwald, so I'll definitely have to check that one out, and I'll let you know after watching if I've seen it or not. But here's one that we all know, The Fun House. But I don't know if everybody knows. And I think a diehard horror fan movie fan would know The Funhouse Massacre. Have you seen this?
I own it, but I have not watched it. I believe it is
Oh.
Scream Factory or Shout Factory released that. So
Yes, it is. Yeah, Scream, which are one and the same. But you have Clint Howard, Courtney Gaines, and
ooh,
Robert England.
oh,
And it's like kind of takes, it's like a circus thing. Well, here, I'll just read it. On Halloween night, a group of United States' most notorious serial killers escape from an asylum and descends upon the giant funhouse, whose theme is based on different reigns of terror. The unsuspecting carnival patrons think that the carnage created at the park is just part of the show. Blah 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 blah. So it's a an asylum. And if I remember right, I think Robert England like works at the asylum. He has a very limited role in this. I don't think he's one of the killers. It was like they got him for one day, and then all the killers broke out and went and started doing their killing.
okay.
But Courtney Gaines, Clint
Ooh,
Howard, and Scotty Thompson, and Jeff Burns. Is this the guy? I'm gonna have to pull this up real quick because this guy, I think, um, where do I know this other guy from?
it's got a good cast, so that's a good one.
Oh yes, no, it does. I'm trying to find this guy's. Uh, well, here it says, oh, it's Jer Burns. But Jer Burns, um, we know from a lot of different things. But I'm trying to go back and see how far back he goes. Is this the same guy? No, maybe not. But anyways, the guy Jer Burns, you would recognize him if you don't know him, but he's been in a million different things, but this is his picture right there. I know, hard to tell with that, but he has a very familiar face. But anyways, it's a great movie. It's not perfect, but it's a fun watch, and there you'll see some faces you'll recognize, and I'll just leave it at that because sitting here gets boring to the audience, to the viewers, as I go around and start trying to figure out everything they've been in. But Scotty Thompson was in, that was a TV series. See, and that's, we're better off not doing that. um, 12 Monkeys, but the TV show. But she is very familiar face as well. So anyways, Funhouse Massacre, it's worth the watch. It's not going to blow your doors off. It's not the best thing ever, but it's fun. Murder is all part of the show.
All right.
So again, a fun house at Halloween time. Come on now.
Great cast. So that's a good one. Yeah. This one is the 25th anniversary edition. This was also another Dog of the Week on Siskel and Ebert, which is why I when I was a kid, I tried finding it and saw it on VHS and bootlegs and all that stuff of it. And that's Don't Go Into the Woods Alone.
Oh, Don't Go Into the Woods Alone? Is that different from Don't Go in the Woods, or are they just the same?
It's gone under the title Don't Go in the Woods and Don't Go in the Woods ... Alone. There you go.
Yeah. Mine is still factory sealed, therefore I have not seen it yet.
It is I always thought when I was a kid, when I saw it, that he was meant to be a Viking, was up in the woods killing people. No, he's just like a crazy homeless, like hermit guy that lives up there. But he looks like a Viking because he's wearing all the animal skins and he's got this hat on. And so I always thought that he was maybe a Viking. But this is, it's done. It's Code Red, and who released it, and it's got like a new transfer and all that type of stuff. Audio commentary.
That's cool. You have a Code Red. Code Red is great. And the one I have is a Vinegar Syndrome. So I wonder if we have the same special features there. Do you have an autograph signing party featurette on yours? Do you have that?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I don't think.
Commentary. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to add it to my watch list.
Yeah, I think I have less than you because I got like director supervised full frame transfer from the original negative, poster and stills gallery, 15-minute talk show appearance, 1 hour featurette with cast and crew interviews, audio commentary with the director, bonus audio commentary by Duron Miller from CKY, and then a cast member and the director. But this has always been one of my favorite ones because it's like, we just have to get people in the woods and murder them. So we'll have a guy fishing, he'll get murdered. We'll have another guy taking pictures of birds, he'll get murdered. We'll have a couple having sex, they'll get murdered. So that's really all it is. And then, but it does have some production value to it because there's like helicopters, and so it's what starts off as the as what just really kind of looks cheap. By the end, they got not military, but like the police looking for the guy, and so it's good. Cool. I really like this movie.
Yeah, and for Code Red and Vinegar Syndrome to release it, it has to have some production value to it. So that's cool. And it kind of sounds reminiscent a bit of I forget that name of that killer who you're probably familiar with because he was freaking out everybody up in the Bay Area, either in the like late 70s or 80s. But he was killing all these people when they would go in the woods. But it was a real killer up there, back around the Bay Area.
Like Zodiac, or
was it the Zodiac killer?
Because Ramirez would be LA.
No, well, this was definitely in the Bay Area. The Zodiac killer who operated in Northern California. But most of his kills were like, people who would go like into national parks or something, and they would just disappear, and then they would find their bodies later.
Yeah.
Victims in the San Francisco Bay Area between 68 and 69. So a little before your time, but I watched like a true crime story on him recently. Pretty good stuff.
Fincher did Zodiac, the movie Zodiac. So that's which is really good. When I was going to film school, College of Marin, because I went to two different places, I worked with a a Christian group that was making a documentary about people that were in prison who had been reformed by God. And
Mm.
and and of course I didn't tell them that I'm atheist, so because I just wanted the experience, because we got to go to all the prisons up and down California.
Oh.
And one of them being like San Quentin. And we were in one of these prisons, and I was talking to one of the inmates that we were interviewing, and a guard pulls me aside and goes, "Don't trust him. Don't believe anything this guy says. He's a total liar." And I'm like, "Really?" And he goes, "You don't know who that guy is?" And I'm like, "No, I have no idea." So in Santa Cruz, a bunch of women were murdered jogging up in the hills.
Oh,
This was that guy.
wow.
And I had no idea. And I think there
Wow.
was maybe even a movie based on him. But yeah, I had absolutely no idea at all that I was just casually talking to like a serial killer that had murdered
Wow.
all these women jogging up in the wood, like
Yeah.
up in the woods.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. Oh man, you never know who you're going to experience. Speaking of funny things in prison, really, really quickly, because I know we're almost done here, but
Yeah.
the Menendez brothers, you hear a judge in California has decided that they should have they should be resentenced and allowed to have their freedom back. They've been in jail for about 30 years now. One of them just graduated college inside the prison there down in,
Uh,
they're, can you believe they both, so they killed their parents and they're in prison together. They don't live in the same cell, but they're in the same cell block and they have lunch and dinner together every single day. You would think that would be a luxury they wouldn't have been afforded,
no.
but one of the Menendez brothers has graduated uh, from a major university in California that decided to educate prisoners and offer them college classes. And it was just in the news a couple days ago. Um, they were at the Jay Donovan prison down in San Diego. It doesn't say. I was trying to see if it had the name of. Anyways, the university that the one graduated from. But like I think like 20 inmates just graduated from college. Some of them with like this one guy serving like 3 consecutive life sentences, and he graduated from college. Like, why, dude? What are you going to do with
Something to
that?
do, I guess. Just
Right, yeah, take your mind off of sitting there doing nothing, I guess. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, they're kind of waiting for their release. So the Menendez brothers might be out on the streets here at some point. And
wow.
I just hope they don't move into my neighborhood. Crazy. So what one more, right? We're down to our
One
final.
each. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So I have raved about this movie for a couple years now, and it is one of the greatest Halloween movies I've ever seen. And I'm guessing you've probably seen it. I was shocked to find this at the Dollar Tree because I remember first buying it. I think I spent $5 or $10 or something. Wasn't much. It's a low budget film, but it is so well done. And that is Murder Party.
I own it. You told me about it. So I did pick up a copy of it. And
Okay.
but I have not seen it yet. But yeah, so you
Ooh.
raved about it.
Well, sir, get with the program. I love how the M is like a light plug right there. But this just starts out a regular dude, a loner on Halloween, gonna go to a movie store, rent some movies to go home and watch with his cat on Halloween, and then finds this golden ticket, a la Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but it's to a Halloween party. Little does he know it's a murder party. And then, I mean, This gets batshit crazy, and it's filmed in some very cool places all over New York City. It's a lower budget film, but it is absolutely phenomenal. It's a wild ride. I had multiple copies of it, but my original copy was opened, so that copy is actually out in the garage in my pile to be sold or given away at some point. But I figured I would leave my factory sealed copy on my shelf over here, because this is something I think you can watch on like Tubi or something. But Murder Party, highly recommend it. And
Okay.
so friend of mine, Cody Clark, who lives in New York, who I'll be seeing before too long, who is an independent filmmaker of his own. He used to, I can't remember if he worked at the video store. I think he did work or knew somebody or whatever. But the video store that the guy goes to rent the movies, there's a sign on the door that my friend Cody Clark made and put the sign. So, and I don't remember what the sign is. Something about Be Kind, Rewind, or something along those lines. A sign you would see at a video store. So anyways, Murder Party, highly recommend it. One of my favorite, because it's a Halloween costume party. So it is perfect for Halloween time. Murder Party, check it out.
Okay. There you, yes, you have raved about that, so I still need to check it out. So so I'm saving, I guess probably you saved your favorite for last. I'm now saving my favorite for last, and this is a little personal, but in a way. And that is, it's another zombie movie, and it is Uwe Boll's House of the Dead.
Okay.
I don't care what people say. This is a great zombie movie. I absolutely love it.
Have it and seen it.
And that's all you have to say.
Yeah. Yeah, House of the Dead. No, it's a good one. And I think, and that artwork is just so badass. Maybe some of the, like the best artwork of like zombie movie artwork. I just love it. I love it. The artwork is great. So
yeah, I absolutely love this film, and there is a sequel, but Uwe Boll had nothing to do with it, and so it would have been nice if this would have been something that could have been continued. That if he was more involved in it. So
do you have the fun little artwork inside?
I think I do.
Oh yes, nice, very cool. Now, do you also have an opportunity to give them feedback and win a prize? Yes. Funny. When did this come out? I don't think, I think the entry period may be over by now.
Yes. Well, now, there is if it was easy for me to get, there is a director's cut of this, which is a comedy version.
Oh.
So he went back in and he puts in like little subtitles, or he uses alternate takes. So you would have people walking and like, by mistake, one of the cast members would trip.
Okay.
And that's the take that he uses.
Oh,
so
that's
he
funny.
uses like the outtake footage. And
that's brilliant. I like it.
Yeah, and it's writing. I have it here.
Too hard to read. Oh, there's actual physical release of it?
Yeah, it's right. Right. Here. So I have all this. There's all of his movies are stacked. I still haven't put them away from the interview, so they're still just stacked sitting here. But yeah, it's this here, and it is pretty funny.
Oh, so it's just House of the Dead director's cut. Okay.
Huh. Yeah, there's like the funny version. So we got the key. You'll die laughing. The zombie is like covering his eye because.
Yeah.
But
I'll have to keep my eye out for that. That I have not seen. That's cool.
Yeah, there's like all new audio commentary with Uwe Boll. There's a bunch of new stuff on here, and but it's weird because there will be like I guess at some point, like the actors are messing around, like they're singing. And so he uses the cut of them singing as they're
Oh.
walking through like a marsh. And then it cuts back to the regular movie where
Nice.
it's just like a jarring cut from them dancing and singing. Because, you know, he obviously yelled cut at some point.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, and then it just cuts back to the regular film. So it's actually pretty funny. I mean, he's making fun of himself. So it's worth checking out.
Yeah, no, I definitely need to see that. I have not seen that, and I definitely need to. That's cool. That is cool. And my next movie is
I think that's it, isn't it?
I'm just kidding.
I think that's it. I think we're
was
done.
waiting. You're like I was waiting to have you go like, wait, no, we're done. I was 13, but I think all in all, so 13 times 2 is 26. But we probably through tangents actually talked closer to about 40 movies.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That is okay. It's all fun talking horror movies and stuff that we love and giving people ideas for things to check out if they're looking for something obscure, random movie. My hat gave me a pretty good line on my head.
Oh
Right
wow, yeah,
there.
I can see
Wow,
that.
yeah. Wow, we'll just put that puppy back on right there. Wow, I gotta lay off the Diet Coke and go drink some more water, apparently. But yeah, giving people ideas of movies to go watch around Halloween time. If you know, if they're looking for something obscure.
And I think all of these work. So, you know.
Pretty much. Just a couple. I mean, yeah, a casual horror fan, the person you go up to and go, "What's your favorite horror movie?" And they say Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th or Halloween or Scream. You know, those people. And there's nothing wrong with those. And you could pick those as your favorites. But you know, the casual horror movie watchers, I don't think would know any of these movies.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
No.
So
no.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. All right. So anything else, or shall we call this a day?
I think we should call it a day. But hopefully everybody has a happy Halloween and enjoys lots
have a
of
good
horror
Halloween.
movies and you know, just embraces the spooky season. So yeah, gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Yeah. So yeah, have a good Halloween and check out some of these flicks. Brett, put down below maybe some weird stuff that you guys recommend, or let us know if you've seen any of these. And
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll do it that way. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody. I appreciate it, and thanks for watching. If you made it all the way through, you're awesome. And if you didn't, that's okay too. That's all right. So just thank you.
And yeah, leave a comment down below. Type in hashtag 1 million because John's going to give $1 million to anybody who is sitting here watching, just like Elon Musk.
Actually, it will be coming from Elon Musk.
Yeah. I kid. There's no giveaway, but we just like to know who's made it all the way through. So let us know if you've made it all the way through.
Yeah, that would be nice. So, all right. Thanks everybody. We'll see you on the next video. Have a great Halloween, and
Bye.
I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Ringo
Starr.
Peace and love, mate. Peace and love.